gods in one place. It's the ORD Podcast Live.
A couple things.
And
Number
tonight,
I wanted to tell you that Dr. Disrespect said something in my Discord this week.
No, he did not.
No. I'm just saying that I've been really engaging finally again, kind of getting back into engaging in my Discord, and I put a thing out yesterday that said, sorry, the ORD will not be tonight due to the holiday. We'll be pushed to Monday night, yada yada. And George said, pure gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George
said, oh man, I understand, but disappointed. And then Doctor said, oh, I'm really disappointed because I can't wait to hear what's the next sponsor, because he loves the sponsor. And then I talked to Lexmus, and we played on Saturday night stream. I played with Gorgeous George, pure gorgeous, whatever. I call him Gorgeous George, and Lexmus. We played Apex all night, and we did terrible, by the way. It's mostly my fault.
Yeah,
but
normal. As it normal.
Yeah, yeah, it's normal.
Yeah,
and he really likes the podcast, but he likes Ted's. He cannot wait to see what the conspiracy theory that Ted promised on the last. It was a hook, line, and sinker. He's like, I got to hear it. So everyone loves you, and everyone loves Ted, and then there's me. That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned.
Well, actually, I'm going to spice it up a little bit. You want a little sneak preview?
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, we're not recording. I mean, this is a little sneak preview. Well,
yes, we are. We are streaming right now.
Oh, I'm streaming too, but a little sneak preview, huh? A little sneak preview,
I want to wait. You can wait. Patience, my young Padawan.
Okay. How about this?
For the first time.
I'll just say that I'm going to start reading disclaimers at the end of each one of our sponsors. So I hope you're ready for that.
The back in my day, I'm telling you, is on point tonight, I think. It's on point, baby.
Hey, just make sure afterwards, do what? You should be a what?
I should be a writer.
Like a writer for what?
Anything.
Like for podcasts?
Sure.
Oh, okay. We do have callers. They are writing in. There's emails that are coming in hot over different ads that we should do. Had a suggestion from you. I had a suggestion from Pain Doctor. It was a lot of work this week.
Go to my Discord.
Go to your Discord.
Click in general.
Okay.
And scroll down to about 7:39 p.m. last night and read the rest of the stuff, and you'll see what hot off the press.
739 level 1 rank. Boomer level.
That's not 739. That is 146 today.
Okay, I'm with you on there. The ORD podcast will speak tomorrow. Great. Fine, I understand. I'm just not happy about a hard yard. I'm excited for the ad read. Did Zero Cool Latte get this AT&T fiber fixed? Yes, he did. Vibes are up. AT&T, tick you off.
I don't know what that meant. I just went with it. Went with the flow, baby.
And then Big Raised Back is level media share. Understood some random gibberish from King B's man's clean shaven.
You gotta go look at the memes. You gotta go look at the meme I created today. I put it on Facebook. No one's commented. It's the best meme I made the meme. It's the best meme I've ever come up with in my life.
Feel like no one ever talks about the 1.5 million lives lost in the tragic day. Oh man, there was a lot of lives that were lost when the Death Star blew up, dude. I'm telling you, man.
The winners write the history book, right?
Oh, jeez. So it's May 9th. Is there any cool Star Wars reference to May 9th, I guess?
Yes, I saw something today.
Because it's like May the 4th be with you.
Well,
May the 6th.
May, which is awesome. You know what May is?
Star Wars month?
Yeah. May is the way. No, what is it? It is the May.
It is the May. It is the May. Oh man.
Oh, Wikipedia fandom, May 9th. Ready?
Wikipedia. All right.
It's May 9th is the 129th day of the year, 130th in leap years. There are 236 days remaining. Okay, thank you for that. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Wikipedia. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Thanks, Wikipedia. Suck.
Oh, here we go. May, Wikipedia. May is the 5th month of the year. Thanks. According to the Gregorian calendar. How does Wikipedia know anything about Gregorian calendar in a galaxy far, far away? Isn't Star Wars really about the future and the history of the future?
That's great.
Is that what it's about?
I'm so glad that we have Wikipedia at our disposal.
Not Wikipedia, Wookiepedia.
Oh, I'm so glad we have Wikipedia then at our disposal.
Wikipedia, not Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
So,
are you a Star Wars fan or are you a Star Trek fan?
Oh, I'm more of a Star Wars fan, but I like Star Trek. Hey, by the way, I'll talk about this on the podcast, so I'll keep it. So May 1st is Heir to the Empire. See, this is not what I want. This is not what I want.
Heir to the Empire. Heir to the Empire.
Well, Heir to the Empire is a book that Timothy Zahn wrote that I read many, many years ago. It's after Return of the Jedi. And there's rumor that they're making a trilogy after Return of the Jedi called Heir to the Empire based off of the Timothy Zahn books trilogy that he did. It has Admiral Thrawn in it. If you don't know who Admiral Thrawn is, then you are not a Star Wars fan, my friend.
Admiral Thrawn.
He is the only alien species in the entire officers of the Empire. Because Emperor Palpatine is a speciesist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Who was the voice actor for Admiral Thrawn?
They're saying it's going to be. He has never been in any movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But he's been in Clone Wars. But they're saying.
Yeah, he was in.
What's his first name?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch would be the perfect Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, he would. He's not going to do it though. He's not a Star Wars guy. He's probably a Star Trek guy.
He's a Marvel guy.
I know.
What does he care?
He's probably a Star Wars guy. What about Anthony Starr?
Anthony Starr. I don't know who that is, but I'm looking up.
He'd be a good guy. Or Jason Isaacs.
Nah, I don't like that guy. I don't like Anthony Starr. He looks like he has two Copenhagens in his lips at the bottom.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he does. Kind of gross. Oh.
It's kind of gross.
Yep, kind of gross.
You know what I would do for chew a Copenhagen right now?
You know what I would do for a Klondike bar? A lot of things.
Looks like Irwine's joining.
Josephine Irwine? He's here?
There he is.
In the flesh? Josephine Irwine, how are you? Where are you at this evening? Where are you broadcasting live from? He can't hear us because he's not in the Discord because he's a really bad podcaster.
And his face is yours changed too. What'd you do to you can't do that. You can't be changing your camera.
I didn't change my camera.
You changed it?
Did not.
You're facing body, I'm facing body. Ted is fat face.
I didn't change anything. I'm here in the flesh. I am Dean.
Now I gotta change him again. Good job, Ted.
He's got dad. He's got a dad bod. Look at him. Look how strong he is. Ooh, I love that grunt style shirt. I want that grunt style shirt. It says dad and it's got a grunt style shirt. Hell yes, son. I want that. What's that say? Dad, defend against douchebags. Ooh, yeah.
I need you to stand still for a minute so I can actually get you into the stream right now instead of moving around like a buffoon. Okay?
He can't hear us.
Yes, I can.
Oh, dude.
What? You didn't mute Skype though.
You didn't mute Skype. We can hear you double. We got 2 Teds.
Only one.
Only one.
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right, we're good.
Ooh.
Do not change y'all's camera again or I'll be angry.
Let's not have any mess ups.
I didn't change any cameras. What happens is when people add to the phone call, the cameras get changed. The size of them do. They're Jake.
No, I'm adjusting it in OBS. Has nothing to do with Skype, my friend.
Yes,
Nothing
it does. When it changed, it happened to me.
Nothing.
Stop yelling at me.
All right, I gotta find an intro.
You don't even have an intro? What the hell's the matter with you?
I have one, but I'm lost. I'm so lost right now in my stream deck. Oh, I know why. There we go. Yeah, I'm not lost. I know what I'm doing. No, maybe not. Boom. There we go, baby. All right, intros. I'm all set up. We're good to go. Which intro did we use last week, Dean? You did the editing.
We used the dude that's like, what was it? The freaking movie line, where he's like,
I chew bubble gum.
I came here and I chew bubble gum and kick ass and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I have. I can't remember what movie it is.
It's called, oh my gosh, it's such a great, it's Rowdy Piper.
Oh, that's right.
It's such a great movie. I know it's a B movie, it's cheesy, but it's like so relevant to everything. It's like where everyone's an alien and you can only see them with those glasses on.
What was it? They Live, 1988.
Yes.
Yes, he says, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
All out of bubble gum. Let's see. What's this one right here? Hold on.
60% of the time it works.
60% of the time it works every time. This is the
idiots
ORD.
know everything about nothing. This is the ORD.
All right, that's going to be our intro.
This
Now, back to the
is
idiots who know everything about nothing.
That's it? That's all it's going to be?
No,
All right, I like it.
And now back to the idiots who know everything about nothing.
That's about it.
And
That's
that's
about
the
right.
truth.
That's true.
Yes,
Truth. True statement.
And where did Ted go?
Oh, we lost Ted.
And he left.
Wait, are we doing it at 8 o'clock or do we start at 8:30? I can't remember.
1 minute. Gotta go.
1 minute. We got to go. Okay. All right. The fans are waiting. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have anybody in my stream, but welcome everybody.
Hey, I got 3 viewers on YouTube right now. Woo! Woo!
So I need to get with you, Dean. I think I'm gonna. It's a good time to probably just switch over. What do you think?
What, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, I thought that also, but what I'm doing is I'm going to split my time between both. So the ORD podcast is going to live on YouTube from now on. And then, you know, if I just jump into a game or something real quick, I'll do Twitch. But YouTube is moving up really quickly, and YouTube just added the other day where you can actually do raids on YouTube. So you can raid other streamers that are live, which is awesome. We just need to get their channel point situation updated.
Thank you, everybody, for the ORD. Have a good evening. I appreciate everybody being here. We'll talk to you next week. See you later.
See ya. Happy Mother's Day.
All right. Bye.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Dean, but I thought it was funny and relevant that he showed up late again.
Not late. Fashionably on time.
God, his mic sounds so amazing. It was amazing.
I don't know.
Why is his
It's these-
Jake? Why is his face so big?
I don't know. It feels like I'm really close.
Because he's fat.
You need to change his face. His face. My stream looks beautiful. I can see his dad's shirt. I can see your Razor shirt. I can see my shirt because it's a top down view. I actually can see down my shirt.
You want me to do like that?
No, why are you? Why,
Hey.
when?
Oh, wait a second. How are you messing? Are you looking on Twitch?
That's beautiful. Oh, keep him the whole background of the entire thing. Ted the ORD.
You are messing around. Let me see this.
Ted the ORD. That's what we
You're
do
messed.
right now.
That's messed up. That's funny. How
Mine
do I
looks amazing.
zoom? How do I zoom my camera though? Because like if I even lean forward,
Okay,
It's-
so seriously, listen. Quit trying to do stuff and clicking. Quit clicking.
Quit clicking.
It's a constant thing.
Hands up.
It's a known issue, Dean. Hands up. Let me see your hands. Okay, I can't see your hands. Put them in front of your face.
Finger guns.
Ted, without clicking, look at your camera. What type of camera do you have?
Speedle.
Speedle?
Oh, well, I don't know how to. I never even heard of a Speedle.
What the?
camera.
Is that a Pokemon?
SPEDAL. That's what it says on the front. It's whatever we got from Walmart. We only got this because we had to have it for the kids when COVID.
Where did you get that Speedle? Hey, got it from a garage sale.
And all of a sudden, a wild Speedle jumps out of the bushes and attacks Ted. Who's he going to throw first? His Pikachu or his Raichu?
Speaking of that,
that should totally be an ad. Why did you? Oh my gosh! Write it down. Write it down.
did you hear about the 2 cops that missed the robbery?
Save it for the podcast.
Oh man!
All right, let's start it. Let's just do it. Let's start it.
All right, hold on.
Let me get a pen. Wait a second. You told me not to type.
No, because I don't know what Speedle is. Forget it. We're moving on.
Oh.
All right, hold on. Let me get Craig in here. Let me get Craig. Let me get old Craigie boy.
All right, yeah. Let me know when you're ready, and then I'll start it.
Join. Come on, Craig. Join the ORD. Here we go.
Hold on. Before you do it. Hold on. Ted.
Yes.
All right. I do not have any news today. Do you guys have news? I didn't look anything up. I forgot.
Now recording.
Hey, we're recording.
I could edit it in post.
Yeah, I got a lot. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up.
Ted, I'm going to tell you, whatever conspiracy theory you were coming up with last week, you have to talk about it this week. Somebody requested it on my stream the other night, saying, I cannot wait. I'm on the edge of my seat. Lexmus, who's all the way from UK, said, I got to know what it is. So you have to include it.
They're really from the UK?
Yeah. Good
Nice.
friend of ours.
Nice.
He's a good friend of ours.
Yeah, he's a good friend of ours.
Nice.
It is awesome that they say that. I'll save it for the podcast because I watched it. I'll save it.
I just need to know, do you have it?
The conspiracy theory?
Yeah, that's we were just talking about that. Yes, the conspiracy theory.
Whatever you were brought up last week. Oh boy, something with Mattress Firm, maybe?
It was Mattress Firm, but didn't we talk about Mattress Firm?
No, we never made it. It never made it. It didn't make it into post.
All right, well that's the one, but I'm not doing that one. Do you need notes? I mean, do you need news? I have so much. You should see my news.
I'm glad we're recording this. Hey, you need to make this. You need to save this for
bloopers.
Audio extra.
Bloopers extra.
All right, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Hold on a second. Do you want any news, Jake?
I do. I don't have any.
All right, so.
All right, Ted's got the news.
Hang on a second. Technology with the Ring doorbells. They had an issue with that in the news.
What about Russia trying to kick Elon Musk's ass?
Well, yeah.
Ted, yes or no? Do you have news? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Dean, do you have news?
I can find some. I don't have any, but I can find some.
Make it happen.
All right.
Do you want my news about Pikachu that I was going to tell you?
3, 2, 1.
And now, back to the idiots who know everything about nothing. This is the ORD.
The ORD is brought to you by...
Trying to quit smoking? Try sooner than later. One cigarette designed to give you an ultimate near-death experience. With just 1 or 2 inhales, you will instantly slip into a 24-hour coma. When you wake up, your urge to smoke will be completely gone. Guaranteed. Stopping smoking does not include borrowing other people's cigarettes, smoking from drinking, smoking while celebrating victory, smoking while overcoming disappointment, smoking while overcoming nauseous, and smoking while calm, or smoking before 12 noon. Now, back to your podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the ORD. My name is Jacob. This is episode number 5. Today is April 9th, 2022. Thank you all for joining us. What an exciting show we have tonight. I got two amazing hosts who join me every single week. You don't want to miss out. That is Dean Pinowit and Ted Ernwine. Let's go ahead and start with Dean, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. How you doing, Dean? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi, I'm here. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day, because I sure as hell did. And I spent way too much money on spoiling mama. So, if any of the fellow dads out there like to spoil your mamas and spoil your wifeys, then, subscribe and listen and do all that other stuff. But yeah, it was pretty good. We went to a restaurant and then went down, and I ended up getting a limited edition Yeti. We went into the Yeti store. Ooh, see, I got a little.
Edition. What is a limited edition Yeti? What is that?
It was a bright, it was kind of like a mustard yellow color, and they're only making them for like a limited time, for the month of May or something like that. So it was pretty cool, and it was a coffee cup. So,
Do you prefer the Yeti over the brother? What's the brother? Iceberg or something like that?
Yeah, I've used all of them. The Yeti definitely is superior than all the off-brand ones, but I wouldn't, I just, use Yeti, and I have a bunch of off-brand ones that work just as great also. So I got a really big off-brand one I got at Walmart. It's a big red cup, and it has like a Texas star on it. And I like using that one a lot, and that's an off-brand one, and it works just as good as the Yeti one. So
Isn't it? You know what I love about the off-brand and the Yetis is that they're all interchangeable. The lids, like if you pick up a cup and you have a Yeti lid, it works. If you pick up a Yeti cup and you have another lid, it works. I love it. That is one of the best things that is about, in my opinion. Anyway, just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, isn't it his brother? That's what happened? Like they made the company, his brother wanted to separate, or there was an issue or something, and then he created another brand just like Yeti. I think it's Ice something, or
I thought it was Ozarks.
Ozark. Maybe it's Ozark.
Maybe it's maybe it's Sasquatch.
It's almost like the show Ozark, right? It's almost like the show Ozark. Now, nobody listens to me. It's like you're laundering money over there. Anyway, what's going on, Ted? Welcome to the show. How was your Mother's Day? How you been?
It's ironic because I felt like it was more like Father's Day because my wife wanted to go off and do her own thing. She took a couple of the kids with her. I watched the youngest. He took a nap. I folded some laundry and watched. I watched a couple of movies, and I got to tell you, the first movie I watched, I always wanted to watch it and never did. And then finally, I was like, you know what? What the heck? I'll put it on. And it was Nobody. That movie, Nobody.
Nobody. I haven't even heard of Nobody before.
I know what it's about. It's got Jason Leto in it. It's terrible. Go ahead.
I don't know. Like it threw me through a loop in the beginning. I'm like, this guy's out here just trying to find out if he's tough or not. So, spoiler alert, anybody that hasn't watched it.
Long movie then. This wasn't Jason Leto. Who's the guy that was the guy that played Joker in the
Weird Al Yankovic.
No, Leto that played the Joker in the
Jay Leno.
Suicide Squads.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Great.
Well, I don't think that's him.
It's Leto. No, it's Nobody. He played it. He played in. I'm sorry. The movie he played in was called Mr. Nobody. I don't know what Nobody was about.
Look up Nobody. It's
I'm not
good. So you guys haven't seen it either.
No.
This guy.
Apparently, nobody's seen it.
That's a good one. So, this dude. It's the picture. The picture is this guy getting punched in the face from like so many different fists. Right? You might have seen the trailer or something like that for this. But the guy starts off. You feel really bad for him. Anyway, go see the movie. It's really good. But then I watched another one. I mean, I'm telling you, it felt like Father's Day because I even though I did chores, I felt like I didn't do anything. I watched
chores on Mother's Day.
What happened?
Why do you have to do chores on Mother's Day?
Well, I was letting her do whatever she wanted, so I did all the other stuff that continuously has to be done. So
I'm just asking, just clarification.
No, I know. So I did all the laundry and the dishes and got things ready for the next day. But The other movie I watched was
So 364 days of the year you let her do it, and then the one day you do it yourself. You're a good husband.
I try to be. So, the other one I watched was with Matthew McConaughey. It was the Gentleman, or maybe it's just Gentleman.
Oh, I watched that. I just watched that recently.
That movie. Hey, and here's my idea. I'm glad we're recording. I think we need to try, because I wish I could talk like that. The whole time they're like, "This is bollocks." I can't. I don't want to cuss, but
Oi,
like, the
this
way
is
that-
bollocks.
It's what happens if you have Lexmus on here, which we will bring him on sometime. Hello, Governor. And I have a very good British accent. He knows it. I know it. We all know it. I love you, Lexmus. We'll have you on the show sometime. He has his own podcast too, if you want to check that out. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but if Lexmus,
I know, we
if
need
you
to
wanna
get it.
know what it is, and we'll definitely promote it on our show. Not that we have any more probably than you do, because you know you're world epic, across the sea, amazing guy. But if you don't mind me talking about my amazing Mother's Day. So my goal, I bought my wife 3 things.
Okay.
You know, it's like we don't really need, like we're not into big gifts and stuff. Like, you know, what do I need? You know, I'm an old man. I don't need anything, right? So I bought her a really, really, really soft robe. This was my plan. Soft robe.
Ooh.
I bought her some wine glasses.
Ooh.
And I bought her some wine. And I said, you can take a nap. You can sit on the couch. You can binge watch TV shows, whatever you want to do. The kids and I already texted the kids several weeks prior, and I said, we're going to take care of everything. I bought fillets. I bought lobster tail. I bought scallops. I made twice baked potatoes. I made corn and broccoli. And we had a smorgasbord. It was unbelievably good. It was great. And my kids were in charge of cleaning the kitchen and doing laundry and folding laundry and putting the laundry away and all this stuff, so that all my wife had to do was sit on the couch. Guess what happened? We had a great dinner, and we did everything, and then it wasn't good enough, so my wife got up and she cleaned because we suck at cleaning. That's all I'll say. The kitchen sucked because we suck at cleaning.
Well, you know, that sounds like that was way more than I did for my wife. That's for sure. Wait, and also, how has it turned into that the dads have to plan the Mother's Day for the moms when they're not even our mom?
It's funny that you say that, because I was talking to my mother-in-law, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing, you know, with your husband?" And she had remarried, and she's like, "What did she say? He's I'm not his mama." And I was like, "Wait a second. So I don't have to do anything for my wife because she's not my mama?" Like, I started teasing my wife. I was like, "You ain't my mama." I was like, "Do your own stuff."
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hey, by the way, I do have some breaking news. Very important.
Okay.
That I need to point out. Ted already knows about this, so Ted, be quiet, because he's family. But the rest of the audience, and Dean, this is new to you, and Ted doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
So my daughter, who's a senior in high school, and she has kind of had a boyfriend, kind of not had a boyfriend. It's real funny, whatever. But anyway, she decided that so she's an athlete, right? I would consider her a tomboy in a sense, because she'll put on a dress and climb a tree. She could throw a football. She could throw a baseball. She'll get out and play tackle football with her brothers. And she does not care. She's going to do whatever it takes to win. She's extremely competitive. She's got a full ride scholarship pretty much to go run cross country and track at the collegiate level when she graduates. It's amazing. So she decided that she was going to go and run for prom queen.
Oh, no.
And guess what?
She won it. Or she got last place.
She won prom queen, did not have a date. And this isn't like Podunk, you know, middle of nowhere, Midwest America.
Yeah.
This is 6A Texas. She's going to graduate with about 900 people. She won prom queen. It was amazing. And the thing that was so amazing about it is, like, you got to know my daughter. I mean, she just, from the inside out,
Very humble.
She's super humble.
She's not humble. I told her the other day, I said, you need some humble pie. She's not humble. She's humble, but let me explain. She's exactly like her dad. Like, I'm as cocky, she's as cocky as anybody you ever meet, but we're not cocky because we're really arrogant. We're cocky because we're laughing at ourselves, but people take it wrong. And so they assume that we're just cocky just because we're cocky, but we're not. But my daughter, she's the same way. I'm like, she's about to do powder puff football. She said, I said, what position do you play? So powder puff football, those who don't know what that is, powder puff football. What's up? Drover just cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much, Drover 305. Prom
Nice.
Queen bits. Nice. Thank you for being here. But what I'm saying is that those who don't know who powder puff is, it's the senior class powder puff. What they do is the females on the class, they go out and they play flag football against each other. It's an intramural thing where they play against other seniors. But when I coached powder puff, it was actually when we were freshmen, and we played against the other classmen. But in this where we're at in Texas, we play each other. And anyway, I said, what position do you play? She goes, all of them. I'm like, no, seriously, what position do you play? She said, no, who's the quarterback? She goes, I am. I said, well, who's the receiver? She goes, I am. I said, what are you going to do? Throw yourself the ball? She goes, probably. I said, who's the running back? She goes, I am. I'm like, well, there has to be other people. She goes, no, I'm the fastest, strongest. I can throw the farthest and everything. I said, okay, well, at least you haven't eaten humble pie yet. She goes, and she got to giggling so hard because she's not saying it because she's arrogant. And I say this because I'm her dad, but it's true. She's an athlete. She's an athlete from the top to bottom. So it's kind of cool that she is that way. But anyway, that's the big news that we had coming this weekend.
Yay, prom queen.
I gotta tell you though, I love the picture, Jake, that she had posted, and there's this girl in the background that looks like she is upset, right? And she's got this nasty, and Emily's just like, wah. Blocking out the haters.
The best picture, and you'd have to go on to Facebook. By the way, those who don't know, yes, this is a shameless plug right here. You can check out our Facebook page, which we don't have, but you can. But you can check out the ORD. The ORD is up and going. You can check out the ORD.com.
This is a plug for our new Facebook page that will be coming.
The ORD.com. But if you check out my Facebook page, which is, you can send me an invite. Both, yeah, I ended up making a page. I forgot I did that, Dean. Wow. All right, moving on.
Yeah. No, you did?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I was searching for the ORD podcast this evening, and I ran across a German The ORD Podcast. It's an Instagram page. They have a Spotify account. They are in German. It's the ORD Podcast. It's two girls named Haley and Ziki.
We have to get them on.
They talk about a bunch of stuff. And
wait a second. I just searched the ORD Podcast. 005 is up right now. It says hashtag hot dads. I'm not kidding.
Oh, look at that. That's crazy. Oh, it's weird. I wonder who that is.
Oh, that's you.
I wonder who that is. Oh, that's funny.
I was impressed. Never mind. Zero Cool Lattes Video Twitch. All right. Anyway, we're moving on. We're talking about a lot with the ORD podcast. Let's just move on to the next topic. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to everyone out.
Yes. Happy Mom's Day, moms.
Sincerely, I absolutely adore my wife. I've said it 1,000 times on Twitch. I've said it 1,000 times to her, maybe 1,000,000. But I love my wife. I love my kids. She's the best mom I could ever ask to be a part of. Raise my 3 children. I have 2 adult children, if you can believe that. I know I look much younger than I am with my luscious beard and hair. But yes, I am an old man. I have a 19 and an 18-year-old. And I just wanted to just give that out there. Thank you for the moms for all that you do. And my mom, who raised me. And I know that was a very difficult task, but it happened. So that's my... that's
very.
Oh,
right,
man.
Go ahead. Y'all have anything you want to add to the Mom's Day before we jump into the news?
Nope. I love you. I love you.
That's all you have.
I love you, moms.
Love you, babe.
And now, the news.
The news segment is brought to you by
Flop away. Have your eyeballs ever taken over by ads for some smell good juice called cologne? Are you a supermodel? Do you have a body shaped like a baby elephant? That's why you need Flop Away. It's a cologne and an industrial scrubber all in one. Flop Away can freshen and clean those hard to reach spots all the same time. Just smell clean all the time. No part of this ad is actual product or sponsor, except in the case you pay enough money and you could be a sponsor. So go to www.theordpodcast.com for more details. Now, back to the show.
All right, here we go. Take it away, Ted. That is your cue.
Where's my music? Where's everything? I got nothing here.
That was it. No, it's not the Ted. It's not. It's
I know. I'm teasing. It's the news time.
It was.
I was waiting for it. So
he was wanting to roll out the red carpet for him, Dean.
I did, because I got some good stuff.
I'm Ted, and I can't go without my music and intro.
So the first thing is how we were talking about those movies that we were watching, right? The Gentleman. I think we need to try to do a show where we all talk in a different accent the whole time.
Wait, that's your news?
No, that's not my news.
Oh, that's just the
That's
side note. Okay.
That's the segment we're in. Is our news. We got sponsors that are paying for this. You need to show the news, dude.
I am. We'll run something like that. Hey, sponsor, cue that up. So
just lost a sponsor. Great, right? We just lost a sponsor. He has not mentioned one thing in news within the our contract clearly says within the first 30 seconds we have to mention something about news that's paying for the sponsorship of the news. In this case, I don't remember what the name of them was.
Flop Away.
Flop Away.
They're gone. They're no longer here. They have now nulled and voided our contract. Way to go, Ted.
So my news is this: how you were joking about Pikachu. There was actually a couple of officers, and I don't have the town right in front of me, but there was a robbery that happened. And when the call was made, they didn't get the robber because the police officers were actually trying to catch one of the characters on Pikachu on their phones. They literally were playing the game on their phone where people walk around and they try to catch different characters.
What?
They were playing Pokemon Go?
They were playing Pokemon Go on their phone. And it was in one of the northern states. I apologize to make it a little
so like Oklahoma?
No. I hate to make it political, but it was in a blue state up north.
In
New Jersey or something like that. I don't know. You have to look it up. I didn't write that part down.
You mean much northern than Texas?
No, it's not Texas.
Okay, so you said northern. Northern me is like Tennessee or Oklahoma.
Way northern. And they literally they got in trouble too, right? Because the call comes in for this. They completely miss it. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they caught their Pokemon. So
that's always fun.
Isn't
Gotta
it?
catch them all,
Isn't
man.
it?
Even prisoners.
That is amazing journalism. We don't know what state. We don't know who.
Well, I got some news. Should we?
Hold on.
I'm trying. No, hold on.
We even know which Pokemon was caught.
Yeah, Pikachu.
Are you sure?
No.
Because Pikachu is like is the companion, right? We don't know for sure. Okay.
He's the other detective.
Fantastic journalism, Ted. As always, on point.
No, that's one of those stories. It doesn't matter what they say. You sit back and you just go, what the hell did I just hear? Did I literally just hear two cops missed a robbery because they were catching Pokemon?
Pretty sure everyone on the show listening right now has just said, what the hell did I just hear?
They did.
But
and you are welcome. Dean, what do you got?
Well, it may not be as interesting as Pokemon, but I do have a Texas woman bought a bust. Yes, that's correct, a bust. So one of those Roman relics, a 2,000-year-old Roman relic for $34.99 in a thrift store in 2018. She was super excited. It was a Roman relic. It was this cute little guy. He had a weird nose. About 52 pounds, the bust was. She was snapping photos of it in the back of her car and so forth in 2018. But it turns out that she later found that it was listed in a 100-year-old catalog from the German Art Museum. The bust was apparently brought to the United States by a World War II soldier
The piece will be displayed in the San Antonio Museum of Art for 1 year before returning to Germany. So it was a 2,000-year-old Roman bust that she bought at a thrift store in 2018 for $34.99. So it just goes to show you.
Did she donate it?
Yeah, she couldn't sell it. And she couldn't, she couldn't sell it or she couldn't keep it. They wouldn't allow her to keep it because it's such an old relic.
I wouldn't ask to sell it, but I would say, hey, you know what? Let me be the...
They won't allow her to keep it? They can't tell her not to keep it. It's her. She owns it.
Yeah, supposedly, I guess it's some sort of thing that they have. I don't know. It's like if you find like pieces of art or, historical things that you're not allowed to like keep stuff like that. That's why
I would have...
What if you find pieces of fart?
Pieces of fart are probably a little sour if you would keep them for a long period of time like she did from 2018. So I would assume...
That is a very good description.
But what if you have a piece of fart from Roman history?
In that case, yeah, it depends on how it was preserved, I would assume, right? It's probably
pickled. I got you.
Yeah.
It's probably pickled. Mustard gas.
Yeah, especially 2,000 years old.
I would have completely said, hey, you know what? Let me deliver it. You may not be able to sell it, but I would be like, let me deliver it. That's what I would want, to be able to go there and you know how much art they probably have in that place? Like, that's a cool story.
That is a cool story, but that is my story, and that's it.
Another additional news that I think is worth discovering and talking about.
All right, let's go.
Do you guys like Metallica at all?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of them. Do we say Metallica. I like them? Maybe.
I love Metallica. They were the part of my generation. That's just Metallica was arguably the Led Zeppelin of my generation. My generation is a lot better than y'all's generation.
Wasn't Metallica the one with the baby that was naked on the cover?
No, that was Nirvana.
Nirvana. That was it. Nirvana.
Oh boy, we're gonna do it.
Hold on a second. How old are you?
35.
This is Jake. What is wrong? What is happening right now?
Do a music show propaganda extravaganza. That's the word I was looking for.
Propaganda.
Extravaganza music show for Dean now. It sounds like he doesn't know that much about 90s music. And we're going to change that.
I was in with the propaganda part.
Metallica Baby. Okay? Woman gives birth at a Brazil stadium show as band plays Inner Sandman. Joyce M. I don't know how to say her name, was 39 weeks pregnant.
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah, it was. It was close. It's German. Pregnant and sitting in a special area Metallica show in Brazil when her contractions, she didn't have a contract. It's contractions began during the set. She has posted details of her son's unusual birth on Instagram with the band sharing the news with fans. This happened on May 9th. What's today's date?
May 9th.
Boom. This is hot off the press, ladies and gentlemen. Supermarkets, cars, and lists are some of the unusual birthplaces reported for babies who have been made speedy entrance into the world. Bottom line is, this woman gave birth to Inner Sandman. Have you guys ever heard the song Inner Sandman, Dean?
It's super epic. Yes, I have.
You sure? You sure it's not the one with the baby on it?
And what we should do is in post, I think I'll put a little bit of clip of Inner Sandman on the podcast. So everybody viewing or listening at home, you'll be able to get a little bit of Inner Sandman.
Be careful with her contract, though. Make sure that fits into her contract.
And all that being said, we are moving into the next segment. Here we go, babies. And Dean stepped away.
He's good.
And now it's time for the wonderful world. Ted.
The Wonderful World of Ted is brought to you by...
Hi. So, I was told to do this podcast, but, my name is Kevin, and you can call me Kevin. But I'm the proud inventor of a very popular podcast, or very popular product here on this podcast is called Ball Dive. and I hear everybody likes it. And so Ball Dive, it's a cream for your ball sack when you can't stop scratching. So just remember when like irritation hits and stuff, you can hit hard with Ball Dive. Now back to the podcast. Yeah.
I appreciate the commercial there, Ball Dive. So let me ask you guys a question, though. I got a couple of items that I wanted to go through. I'll give you a selection. 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Perfect. I'm glad you said 3. Before I start with 3, because that's the one I really wanted to do.
What if we
Before I
would have
start
said
with
2?
3, you would have been in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Before I say 3, though, I thought this was awesome. To go back to May the 4th, there was a police department that had a lot. Exactly. They had a police department that had a lot of stormtroopers that actually showed up, and they started putting in their applications to work at the police department because their Death Star had blown up. Like they just kept coming in.
Did they have to take time out of their day to actually do a shooting range to show their accuracy? Because then they would have failed their test.
Would have failed.
Yeah,
completely.
100%. They definitely would have failed that test. They would have definitely failed that one.
So, to our UK representative who would like me to go with the conspiracy theory, I'm going to have to do that at the end because that one isn't going to take a lot of time because I think some people know about it. So, what I really wanted to do was.
Only one person knows about it, but go ahead.
Dean, I'm sorry you don't know about it. All right, we'll go back to it. He's a little younger, so I'm just
Oh,
teasing.
thanks. I appreciate that. I make fun of the young guy. All right, I kind of like it.
Hasn't been around long enough to know about.
Making fun of the old guy for like months, and all of a sudden now you get make fun of the young guy, gets a little butthurt.
Listen, man, back in my day, I did everything, okay?
So here's something that I was thinking about, and I was actually listening to the commercials on my drive to work one day, and I was sitting there, and I was like, God. And I'm going to ask this question, and I don't care who spits off first, so rattle it as you go. But what is something you could see yourself not doing as a commercial? If they were like, look, I'll give you X amount of money, you're like, I ain't doing it.
Something that you would.
I could never do recognition and celebratory of the University of Auburn.
I was not expecting that. When you went celebratory, I was like, where is he going with this? And you said Auburn. I was like, ow.
Could not do this. I could celebrate any university, especially University of Arkansas, Sioux Pigs, but I could never do University of Auburn. I wouldn't do it. I'd refuse. $1 million, wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do it. I'll see you later. What do you got? Hit me, Dean.
So what I wouldn't do for money? Is that what we're saying?
It's not so much money, but it's like a commercial. Yeah, so you could say it's for money, but
You know you would do anything for money. We're talking about a commercial here.
I would do anything for
commercial.
money.
A commercial.
What I
you're
wouldn't
Coast
do.
Guard, so would you do anything for Army?
Yeah. I mean, I would.
Army?
I would, yeah, I would. I would probably pretty much do anything actually for a commercial or money.
I would say that too, Ted. As far as armed forces go, I'll just add my 2 cents. As I've gotten older, I know everybody jokes about, oh, well, you're in the Marines, you're in the Army, you're in the Coast Guard, you're in the Navy, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's all equal. It's just a different branch. It's the same purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
Razz each other.
I have a different feeling because the Navy is on ships that get replaced and renewed almost every single time. Coast Guard the same way. Marine Corps, we get all the garbage from the Army, and it's frustrating.
But you know why? Because the Navy owns the Marines.
What? I feel like this is a gang up right now.
No, the Army, the Navy.
Yeah, but his laugh, his Joker laugh.
The Marines is an extension of the Navy, is it not?
Yeah, but okay. So why don't we get the Navy new stuff? Like, what? Give us.
We use all the money for the Navy, and then whatever's left over, the Marines get.
No, we don't get the money. They give it to the Army. Then the Army's like, hey, you know what? We didn't have enough for anything else. So here's the change.
Bottom line is, seriously, all joking aside, all armed forces are amazing. I really, truly mean that.
Besides
Air
the Space
Force-
Force.
Well, no, the Space Force. I wish I was part of the Space Force. It sucks. I want to go to space, man. I think we're getting off track here. So Dean said he would do anything for money. Anything.
Yeah,
for money.
commercials, anything. I think.
Where are you going with this, Ted?
Nothing. It was literally just something that had
That
hit
was
my.
it.
That was it. That was literally it. I was driving down the road and I was thinking, I was like, what would I not do?
What would I not do? So what was your answer?
I still haven't found it. It was 45 minutes, and next thing you know, I pulled into my house and I was like, oh, I gotta go to work. I think it would be feet. Like I can wear sandals and I don't care, but I think
You can't do feet.
yeah, like if it was like a foot commercial.
Oh, like a foot commercial,
Ted,
like
Ted, I've been with you to the beach. I've seen your feet. You should not do feet.
That's what I'm saying. That was my only thing. I was like, I don't think I was like,
I could do feet.
but if they said, hey, $1 million, I don't care. Just stick your foot in. I'd be like, write the check. Give it to me first.
Good looking feet.
Today we're going to talk to you about feet. Feet. Who knew? They were so great. Oh, Ted. Oh, no, we just see now you did that. Now we got to make this not safe for work. Great. Now we got to change the title.
We're banned, everybody.
Hot dads and feet. We're done. We're done. I don't think we can view this. Twitch is going to take it down any minute.
Well, I know what you need. Podcast, Dean.
Hold on a second. Here's the end of the chat.
This is the name of the podcast, Dean. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hot feet. I talked over him. Say again.
Calluses.
There's Sandman on the calluses.
If this ever kicks off, we're gonna have to have like a bot in the chat where people can change the suggest names of the podcast as we're doing it.
Write it down.
Yeah, I think great idea.
So here's my conspiracy theory though, which.
All right, Lexmus, this is for you.
Yeah. So this is
Hold on, let me premise this. Lexmus does a podcast about conspiracy theories. That's what he does. And you said last week, not verbatim, I'm just passing it along because I don't really remember exactly what you said, but something along the lines of that this was the conspiracy theory that would blow people's minds. And Lexmus said he cannot wait to know what conspiracy theory you have about blowing people's minds because blow people's minds because he knows all the conspiracy theories and he was really looking forward to it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to blow people's minds now, but I don't know. I don't even know how to premise it.
You're blowing my mind right now.
I know. Well, it's crazy because when you actually stop and think about it, how many people go out and buy mattresses, right?
Nah, like everybody.
Mattress King. Like you buy a mattress.
I replace a mattress every 3 months. Who else does that?
Nobody does.
Yeah, I think the last time I replaced my mattress was like 4 years ago, probably.
Yeah, nobody does. But then when
my wife and I replace our mattress every 3 months, what do y'all do?
If you actually Google,
it must be nice to make a bunch of money like Jake.
No, it's not money. It's we wear it out.
Whoa! Hey, follow up for Mother's Day. Dun 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 dun.
How did you follow up with that?
podcast high five. Right. So if you Google up like Mattress King or your whatever mattress firm that you have, Mattress King I think is the one that they do. If you look online and you Google, you'll see that in certain towns they actually have them all on the same street or all located a lot together. Somebody once said that they thought that it was some sort of money laundering aspect because they're so close together, but they spend so much money on employees, on the stores, on all the expenses, name it. But how many people actually go in there and buy mattresses? Like the lots are always empty. And when I heard that first conspiracy, I was like, holy crap. I don't know. Let me check into it. So I Googled it and I looked up and I was like, holy crap. Here's like wherever it is, there's like 3 on one street. And I remember seeing in a town that I used to live in, I was like, I remember there was at least 2 down the street from each other. I'm like, why would you have 2 mattresses within 5 miles of each other? Like, what would the possible need be? Publix, yeah, I get it. Winn-Dixie, whatever you want, I get that, right? But how much money could they possibly be making to keep 2 stores up and running, right? Let's just say you sold 2 mattresses, maybe 3 in a month and a half. Is that enough to keep the store running and employees paid? Like, where's the money coming from? They went in a little deeper with their concept and brought in all this other stuff. And I broke it down real simple. Take 5 stores in one town within each other. Are they making enough money to pay 3 to 4 employees each store? Which there's probably more. I'm going conservative. And lighting and expenses and damages and cleaning the parking lot and landscaping.
So you're saying there is a conspiracy for mattresses being money laundering places?
I told you to blow your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to pull out your tinfoil hats, ladies and gentlemen, because we are on the verge of a conspiracy that's gonna blow everybody's minds. We're gonna call this
conspiracy.
We're gonna call this over mattress faction, I think is what we're gonna call it. It's gonna.
Did you Google it?
Gonna be no.
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 All right.
Is it a thing? Hold on, I'll Google it. Is it a thing? Is it actually a thing?
No. Don't Google mattress firm conspiracy. I want you to Google mattress firms locations.
32 mattress conspiracy.
I miss that TV show.
Coming to you live. All one is a craziness. Anyway, all right. Good stuff, Ted. No, seriously, Ted. That was awesome. And you might be right, because I'm not disagreeing with you that there may be some money laundering going on. It's just the way Dean said it. Was like, so let me get this straight.
He said it very simplified, right? The money laundering was what the other person had said, right? And when they said money laundering, I'm like, well, maybe.
Holy
right?
crap! There's an entire website dedicated towards it, Jake.
Is there really?
There's a money.
No. Here,
a website dedicated to anything in the world, though, Dean. I mean,
that's true. But it's Jake, mattresses and money laundering. That's the name of the website.
Do me a favor. And just Google. Google whatever
right now. We're in the middle of the podcast.
All right.
Later. You can share it to our audience.
Hold on a second. Everybody, later, I want you guys to go out and look out for whatever mattress firm that sells mattresses near you and find out how many are within your location. Do mattress firm.
Okay, we'll do it. There's literally 5,000, and all of them have Jason Bateman working for them. All right, here we go.
And now it's time for Back in My Day.
Back in My Day is brought to you by...
Ever sit on the toilet and have never-ending wipes? Well, those days are over. I've invented One Wipes, a new form of toilet paper that contains a solution with just one wipe. You're fresh and you're clean. Done deal. No part of this as an actual product or sponsor, except in the case you pay enough money. And then you could sponsor. Go to www.ORD Podcast.com for more details. Now, back to the show.
Batman! Back in My Day was Tim Burton, Jack Nicklaus, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Total Euphorious Bliss. We were in an era where Batman and Joker battled in our out and live action comic book style, and we loved it. We were mesmerized by the overwhelming excitement and transported to Gotham City in a way that had never filled the silver screen before. The Batsuit was new and amazing. The Batmobile was like nothing we had ever seen before. The star cast was on point, and it was fantastic. Then about 16 years later, Christopher Nolan revised the Batman franchise and was even more epic. A trilogy we got to see Heath Ledger, may he rest in peace, brought the Joker likes of both fantastical and whimsical. We learned who and why Bruce Wayne became Batman. Christian Bale, Liam Neeson, Gary Oldman, Cillian Murphy were just some of the all-star cast. Now we have a vampiric, diamond sparkling, barely 6 foot, 170 pounds, sopping wet pansy. That's right, a pansy who couldn't beat his way out of a paper bag. Why do we have a snowflake as Batman is what I ask. The latest Batman film is like a terrible horror art film that brings nothing but boring screen time. A Batman movie is supposed to be epic, bigger than life, gadgets that make you go, whoa, and smile at its brilliance. Batman uses the fist to beat people to a pulp, breaking legs, breaking arms and heads, then using various tactics to place fear and intimidation into his enemies and criminals. Not this guy. He is a lazy flap of meat who needs to stay in his lane. The Batman, although much anticipated by yours truly, was a disappointment. I wanted to punch someone sitting next to me in a seat next to so that I could get some real action and excitement going. I was bored at Batman movie, one of the greatest crime fighting franchise in history. Batman is an idea. He's a vigilant, he's a vigilante, and he's a pessimist who always sides with justice, at least from his point of view. We expect Batman to fight, Batman to win, and hear him say, I am Batman. And that is how we did it back in my day.
I have to tell you.
Robert Pattinson, when I was watching that movie, right, I was expecting some sort of vampire to jump out just at some point, and then all of a sudden he gangs up with more vampires, and then all of a sudden it's just a vampire Batman soup of some sort that was just running out everywhere.
I've seen so many memes that say a vampire does turn into a bat.
It's true. It's so true.
All I could think about was Dave Chappelle. I just heard a skit of his where he talked about Batman. He's like, you know what? He's like, why is it I never see Batman fighting crime in the hardest of neighborhoods? He's like, you know, him and Robin be running around the corner jumping, and he's like, hey, Robin. And he looks around and he says, didn't we park the car right here?
That's terrible.
Isn't it? He's like, because that's how it is in these neighborhoods. Like, Dave Chappelle's so funny. That's all I could think about when you started talking about Batman. I was like, that's so funny.
Did y'all see the latest Batman, though? The one Robert Pattinson's Batman. I know
Yes.
Dean said he did. Did you see it, Ted?
I did not.
But I mean, Dean, what did you think about it? Seriously. I mean, it's okay if you liked it.
I think it was well. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jake, for giving me the authority, the authorization to like a movie that you didn't like. I appreciate that. So, anyways, I thought it was decently done, but there was, like you said, a lot of lows in the movie. So a lot of lulls in the movie. I think it was kind of cool, like a new take on the Batman.
Hold on a second. When you say lulls, what are you meaning?
So like there was a lot of not action. Yeah. It was not a lot of action. And there was a lot of like talking and like building up scenes and
So let me ask you a question. So you know they do that a lot of times, even though Batman has been around for generations, right? But this could be a new generation Batman. Do you think they were setting it up for something?
That's
or do you
so
feel
that's
like
what I
it
was getting to.
So let me put it this way.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
It's an art film, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was not any wide angle shots ever. It was always, you were very constricted. Number two, I don't know if you noticed this, Dean, every single scene that was outside, it was raining, except for one. During the funeral.
I didn't notice that. Oh yeah, during the funeral, yeah. It wasn't raining though, was it?
How ironic.
They had umbrellas, but it didn't rain during the funeral. But everywhere else that there was an outdoor scene, it was raining the entire time.
Well, I mean, because
it reminded me of this. This is what it reminded me of.
We're in Arkham City, man. It rains all the time. It's kind of like Blade Runner, where it rains all the time.
But the whole point. So this is just me with Batman. There's a lot more to Batman than just the suit and the Batmobile, right?
Is he a Transformer? A lot more than meets the eye.
Well, you have to have the epicness of Gotham. Gotham is its own thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not New York City. It's not Chicago. It's not LA. It's Gotham City. That's the point. So you have to show Gotham as Gotham. And whether you like Tim Burton or not, in the original back in the 90s when I was about 14, 13, somewhere around in there, right? It was Gotham, and you got to see it for the first time, and the Batmobile was unbelievable at that time. Now, today it's cheesy, it's comic booky, even though Jack Nicklaus, but everyone back then said, I remember this, for years, said, no one will ever do Joker better than Jack Nicklaus. And Jack Nicklaus was the best Joker for that time, for the Tim Burton Jack Nicklaus. And then you fast forward, I don't know how many, 16 years or whatever it was. I guess it's probably a little longer than that, probably like 20 years. Or 18 years, and The Dark Knight came out, and you had Heath Ledger. And Heath Ledger made the Joker. No one will ever do the Joker better than Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, you had Joaquin Phoenix, right? And I'm not saying that Joaquin Phoenix was better than the Joker, but they were two separate Jokers, and I like both of them. I like Ledger. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm saying. Is with this one, even though the Joker wasn't in it, it was y'all ever seen the movie Saw or any of the franchise from Saw?
Yeah.
That to me, and I probably should look it up because I have not. That to me is what Batman, the Batman was about, more like. It was more like a horror film, but it was like a PG-13 horror film, not a rated R, where there's a lot of blood and gore. It was more of a PG-13 leading up to where you had like this serial killer running around killing people in weird, odd, strange ways, trying to get this detective to come in. I know what they were trying to do, and I was really excited about it. So let me be clear. I was very, very, very excited about it. I wasn't worried about Robert Pattinson, but I did read an article prior to the movie being launched as it's being filmed, is Robert Pattinson showed up on set. And they said, you are not in shape enough to be Batman. You need to go back, work out, get stronger, bigger, more bulkier. And he said no. And I remember the scene when he was bending over and they had his shirt off and stuff.
Yeah.
He looked like somebody that I could take and snap in half in about 2 seconds. I'm not a big dude, but I'm a big enough dude that I could tear up Batman. What? That was my problem. It didn't make any sense.
Oh, I agree.
So continue where you were at, Dean.
What was I saying? I don't remember.
Sorry, I overtook it, man. But I'm just very passionate about this.
No. You're very passionate about it. Batman is one of those films, right? That's close to the heart, right? It's one of those like Batman versus Superman. They have the game Batman, Arkham City. You have
Dean, I asked you a question and you were like, I was getting there, and I was talking about, are they setting up a premise for something more?
That's right. So I was getting there, Ted, okay? So anyways, there was I feel like they're probably setting up for a little bit different take on Batman than what we're used to, right? So, you know how Marvel has all these movies are tied together, right? Batman barely has any of these movies that are tied together, right? Some of them are loosely tied. But I feel like this might be the switch of when they're like, okay, we need to take this. We need to take DC Comics needs to take this a little bit more seriously with their Batman, Superman, their franchise, right? They need to compete with the Marvel level movies that are coming out. And I feel like the way it was filmed, where it wasn't showing a lot of stuff, it was real close on a lot of different things.
Can I ask you a question in your comments while you answer this?
Yeah.
So as you keep going, I'm going to ask this and then keep going. Can they?
So I feel like I feel like they can. I feel like it's such a powerful franchise at this moment, right? Batman and all of the DC universe, and they've already did a little bit of that, right? They've already did a little bit of with Batman versus Superman. They did a little bit of it with not the Avengers. What's that other movie they did? Crap, I can't think of the name of it, but.
The one with Batman, not the Avengers ones though, where he fights Superman and.
Yeah, it was. What was it? They did a crap, I can't think of the name of it right on the top of my head. They did a remake of it. What was it? Wes Anderson, or is it Wes Anderson? Wes Anderson.
I don't remember the remake, but I don't know.
Batman. Let's see.
While you look at that, I don't know if Batman, and this is my devil's advocate, I don't know if you can tie Batman together. I think Batman is one of those movies that is going to be a generational changing of characters and like the Avengers, right? There was a beginning and there's an end, right? Those characters are there, right? Like Robert Downey Jr., nobody else can be Iron Man. Nobody else can.
Yeah.
You can't put another Iron Man in. And
100%.
not Wonder Woman, but what's the not Wonder Woman. What's the woman's name that took down Thanos' ship?
Oh, Demi Moore. I don't know.
Not Demi. It's not Demi Moore. That's G.I. Jane.
Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know.
Oh. She did it with her jokes, right?
She took down the ship with her jokes.
Jake, who was the woman who took down Thanos' ship?
The woman?
Yeah, not Wonder Woman.
Oh, no, you're to Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. God damn it. So Captain Marvel, right? She is Captain Marvel. So what we were just going over was who can play in these certain characteristics as difference to Batman. Batman will always be Batman, right?
Yeah, Batman's different.
Hold on, listen. Yeah, I know. Listen, that's what we were saying. Batman is different. Batman will continue and always be Batman, right? Generationally, it will change, but the fighting and where he fights.
The Justice League. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, doesn't really change. But as Avengers, Robert Downey Jr. will always be Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, right? Captain America.
Tony Stark will be. But hold on. So I'm going to geek out on you for a second. Just totally geek out.
We need a whole separate segment for this, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand by while Jake geeks out.
Oh my God, you just came up with it.
Yes, it's awesome.
Solid. And you need to do a commercial for it.
Here's a geek out thing, right? So
Geeking out, drool pads.
Let's use and let me be clear. I am not a comic book avid reader, but I do read a lot about comic books. Does that make sense?
No.
I work on cars, but I fix cars.
I don't read the comics. Like I don't buy the comics and read them, but I read about the comics and understand. And does that make sense? Anyway, moving on. I read the manuals, but I don't read the content. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we're moving on. So here's what I'm saying. I'll give this example of Iron Man. You talked about this earlier. In 2009, Marvel came out with Marvel Studios. The first ever movie ever made by Marvel Studios was Iron Man. At that time, I know this sounds crazy because we're in 2022, Iron Man was a second tier superhero. Not many people knew who Iron Man was. Top tier were Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Wolverine, yada, yada, yada. These were all Marvel characters.
Can I jump in real quick? Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I got it. So Spider-Man is the only character that they brought in that is actually looped all the way around because they brought all the characters of Spider-Man in. Not all of them, but the majority of the ones that we know within this generation. It was 3 Spider-Men in the movie that Spider-Verse, right? No Way Home, where they brought them all together.
It's not owned by Disney or Marvel.
No, we don't. We're not talking about. Yeah, but we're not.
That's what I'm trying to get to. Is I'm trying to explain where Marvel was successful versus DC failed. DC owns Batman, they own Superman, they own Wonder Woman, they own Aquaman, they own Cyborg, yada yada yada. Like I said, this is a geeky segment. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so in 2009, Iron Man came into play.
Yep.
When Iron Man was a success, then they moved on to the next thing. Captain America, Thor. I think that was pretty much it. Incredible Hulk had already happened a few years later with Edward Norton, but Edward Norton, it was not a Marvel Studios. It was partial Marvel, but it wasn't Marvel Studios. But they all tied in together. Everybody knew who they were. So that when the Avengers hit, not Justice League, when the Avengers hit, the only people they had to go back and do a kind of a story on was to give a little backstory on was Hawkeye and Black Widow. And because of all that, you did not have to go back and start from the beginning to understand who these people were. And so they did it in a way that was very brilliant. And then they went on and they tied every one of their movies into the Avengers. And then it went to Ultron, and then it went to Infinity Wars, and then it finally went, or Civil War. With Civil War, if you've ever, this is one of the comics that I did read, was unbelievable. Didn't even come close to what the movie of Civil War was. But if you read the comics, it was every X-Men, every single Marvel superhero of both sides and factions that came together and battled. But they couldn't do that for obvious reasons. It was, it's made for movies, right? It's not made for comics. Well, beyond that, then it went beyond the Civil War, and then it went to Infinity Wars, and then beyond Infinity Wars, then they had the Endgame. And all that was tied together. And it was like literally, 11, 12 years of content that they put together, and they made billions, if not trillions of dollars in that franchise. DC, on the other hand, Batman is separated from all of the other franchises. You have the Batman that does their trilogy over here, and their Batman that does their trilogy over here, and their Batman that does this, and they do that. They have Superman, which they tried to do, which didn't take off too well. And then all of a sudden they bring in Wonder Woman, which did well the first one, but then the other one, the second one, in my opinion, was the stupidest movie I've probably ever seen in my entire life. It was retarded, excuse my language. You might want to edit that post of what I'm saying.
Yeah, I will.
They didn't have it come together. And when you got to the point where you're at Justice League, no one knew who Ben Affleck Batman was. No one knew who Cyborg was. No one knew who Aquaman was. No one knew who Flash was. You
That's
only
true.
knew who, and then they missed
Unless
it.
you followed the DC DC universe.
But that's where Marvel made it so amazing is you didn't know who you knew who Robert Downey Jr. was, and you learned who Iron Man became. And you learned that whole process, and you didn't have to do it. And he made several movies, and whether you liked him or you didn't, he fit the mold, and he was a centerpiece because you took the right person, you put him in the right time, and you put it in a franchise that lasts 12 years, and it made it epic. And every one of us went to them, and we stayed to the end credits waiting to see what the little 2-minute snippet was, what was going to be in the next movie that was going to be tied to it. That's why it was brilliant. That's why Marvel was successful. That's why DC have failed, because they have been isolated from each other. Again, geek session over.
You didn't answer my question, though.
Okay, what's your question?
I'm just kidding.
This geek session, I could probably do something good. This J Geek session is brought to you by no part or actual product or sponsor. Now, back to the podcast.
Oh my gosh, Jake Geek Session. I love it. I'm writing it down. Jake Geek Session. You think that would work?
It will,
Probably.
but just remember to put me in the credits.
Okay, Ted's in the credits.
Hey, so here's something that we were just talking about, though, to continue on this session, was the difference between the Jokers, Heath and Joaquin.
Yeah.
There was something that you had said, and I'm trying to trail back to my thoughts because there was so much, and I think what we were talking about with Batman, and you answered it, but I think it went a long way too, is because Batman is separated. I think that's the difference that we were talking about, Dean, is that
Yeah.
with Iron Man and all the others, almost they kill their characters off. Does that make sense? Like, because Iron Man died, Iron Man's dead. There won't be I mean, could there be? You see what I mean? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, could that kid come back? Right? They left that kid there, right? Who he helped in that.
Whoa!
Why is? I guess I got him.
No, in my chat it says Cheddar Yike says Ted is always late. Brought to you by Alarm Clocker. Wake up with a black eye.
Wait a second, did he? Let me see this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ted is always late. Brought to you by Alarm Clocker. Wake up with a black eye. Now, back to the podcast.
Way to go, cheddar cheese. But Batman's there, right? Batman's always there for the kids. There's always a Batman, right? Iron Man was something that we grew up with. And what I'm afraid of is that because they killed him off, there won't be another Robert Downey Jr. to fill his spot, right?
There already is.
Well, is it the kid? Are they going to run with the kid?
Nope.
Is there something?
Tom Cruise is going to be
Tom
ultimate.
Cruise.
No,
Shut up.
is.
No.
It's called Ultimate Iron Man. It's an actual comic called Ultimate.
No, they have to bring the suit a little smaller for him to fit in.
So I went and took my kids. Well, no, it's just CGI, brother. It's not a real suit, by the way.
Are you kidding me? I ordered my helmet already.
Everything is CGI at this point. There's actually no suits that they put on. So they wear dots on their face to match the suit movements. But anyway, did you guys
smaller dots?
So I took my kids. We'll finish out with this. I know we're coming up to our time here, Dean. But my kids, the two sons, my oldest, my 19-year-old and the 13-year-old, they wanted to go see Doctor Strange. What's it called? Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, the new Doctor Strange.
So we went and watched it this weekend. Actually, I think it was yesterday or day before. I'm not. No spoiler alerts. There's nothing going on. But all I'm going to say is,
I loved it.
I'm confused.
I loved it.
If you have not watched Disney Plus Marvel, What If? What If? You have to watch What If. It will make more sense because it ties into that. And Dean, I'm glad you loved it. My boys, both of my boys loved Batman. I hated it, obviously, and my oldest was in between with the movie. My youngest liked it. I was also in between. It was okay, but let me be clear. I'm not a big Doctor Strange.
I love Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is probably one of my favorite.
I'm not in the wizardry. I'm more in the tech, obviously, because I'm a tech guy.
So you're a sci-fi guy, not a fantasy guy. I think fantasy. I asked you this in like the first podcast. I asked you this. I was like, "Hey,"
but he's in between because you get. I get it. He's in between.
Game of Thrones. I like Game of Thrones. I like things like that. But again, let me just be clear, and I'll talk about it in future episodes. But I told you also in one of the earlier podcasts that in order for me to buy into the system, you have to follow the physics, and the physics didn't follow. The physics didn't follow in some cases, and it bothered me. And they're using magic as a drop thing, and I don't like it. You can't use magic because magic is physics, and physics is magic.
Let me ask you this, Jake: Are you a rocket scientist?
Yes, I am.
You are a rocket scientist.
Very close. Okay. I don't do rockets, but I might as well.
Okay, so then you can appreciate when something's wrong in a movie. Because it's a fictional movie. I can't. He changed my life with that part because one of the movies that I just watched, the one that you guys never saw, Nobody, right? The end of it, like the way they were acting, I'm like, all right, everything was kosher up to this point. And then as I saw this part happen at the end, all I could think about was Jake, and I was like, yeah, I know it doesn't. I was answering his comment that he wasn't even there. I was like, yeah, I know it doesn't make sense. I get it. But I was like, oh, now it sucks. like.
So, Dean, to answer your question, Listen, I'm not saying that I don't like fantasy, and I'm not saying I don't like science. I love fantasy and science fiction. I love it. I do. I want to be in that world.
But the whole point of science fiction and fantasy, Jake, is for you to get away from the real world and believe that you're part of it.
I'm going to look you right in the eye.
Yeah,
right
look
now.
me in the eye.
I'm looking in the eye. Then quit with the lazy fucking writing.
Oh, jeez. He's getting serious now. We got copyrighted music on this podcast, and we got language, ladies and gentlemen.
Their writing is, they do. Like at the ends of some of these movies,
It's
they
like-
turn around and you're like, what just,
I don't know,
what
make
just
it-
happened?
Wall and eat a kid and throw up in the corner. Ha! Dick joke. Let's go. End credits.
We should end it here.
No, because I was waiting. Dick jokes and credits. Thank you for showing up.
I'm gonna edit it here. It's gonna edit.
No.
I'm gonna end it right here.
No, because there's somebody that I listened to, and one of the things they said was that they're like, I don't watch all these TV shows and all these movies, right? They're like, it's the same thing recycled. And sometimes I feel that, right? There's some new things. Like that's what I loved about Avengers. That's what I loved about
that's what they say about sci-fi, right? Sci-fi is you constantly are that's the reason why sci-fi exists, right? Because then, the constant inventions later down the road, time travel and, rockets and going to the moon and all this other stuff was all built off of science fiction and people's imagination.
When I took my film class, I wish I hadn't. Like that's one of the things I wish I could have taken back was film class, because it ruined me, because it opened up my mind to some of the movies that I watch, which I love to get away from. That when I watch it now, I'm like, like I know what's happening.
Like what we talked about like we talked about last podcast, like the Flight of the Navigator, or the what was the other one, the Star, where he played the video game and they took him up. Yeah,
The Last Starfighter.
The Last
Yeah, the Last
Starfighter. I actually watched that one. I watched that one after we talked about it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I need to watch it. The 1984 Last Starfighter, and it was absolutely amazing. It was everything. It was everything that I remembered. Yes, it was amazing.
It was, right? You went to bed happy.
Did you take a dump and more satisfied, or did you enjoy it?
No, I was taking a dump while I was watching The Last Starfighter.
Yeah. Which one was more satisfying, the dump or the movie?
It made everything just kind of equal and mellowed out. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I mean, listen, I love, like, I'll never poo-poo on Star Wars. Ever. But my kids watch Star Wars and they fall asleep within 5 minutes of the movie because, if you really watch it, R2-D2 has the same animation as it's the same view.
Well, listen. When you grew up, it wasn't when I grew up, but when I am a nerd.
Easy.
You were still in your father's loins.
Yeah.
Your father's loins.
Yeah, I am. When I was growing up, right, it was, and I'm a geek, right? I'm a geek for retro stuff. I love 90s, I love 80s retro games and movies and so forth.
Hold on. 90s is now.
90s is not
retro.
now. 90s is
90s is not retro. This isn't the 1950s, my friend. Anyway,
I'm saying early 90s. Anyways.
I graduated high school in 1993, brother.
That's retro, buddy. There was a lot of cool stuff that came out during the 90s. Think about the Gateway computer.
Easy. You want me to name them? Alice in Chains, Metallica. I'm sorry.
You know he's going to get cranky.
Anyways, the retro stuff that's out there, right?
But I had a Commodore 64 in 1987.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, right? Like it was late 80s, early 90s, games, video games, pinball machines had kind of gone away, right? Pinball machines were like the epic of gaming, right? And then all of a sudden you had all this cool stuff, Pac-Man and Galactica and Joust and all these
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. You had all kinds of stuff that was coming out, right, during that time. And so, I lost my train of thought, really, guys. I was doing like really good. I lost my train of thought. You done?
I got something for you. I'll bring it back together. What is the movie that you actually watched, right? Because I know you guys are probably the same way. Really witty, really quick. You watch these movies, you're like, damn it, I already know who killed the person, or I know what's going to happen, right? And I'll go first. I'll say it and then I'll answer it. What's the movie that caught you off guard that you were like, damn, I made it all the way to the end and I didn't know what it was? And the movie that did it to me last was Inception.
I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
He said Inception was his movie.
Inception was the movie that I went all the way to the end and had no idea.
This is Inception right here. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
Yep, that is Inception. That's a good movie. Yeah, they messed me up with Inception too. That was a good movie. I do remember that movie. But you know what? I think have we run out of things to talk about, guys? I don't think we never run out
to talk about, but we have run out today.
We've run out of time. That's what we've done.
We have. And we're going to close the show. I want to thank Dean, the amazing San Antonio Coast Guard defending our country persona, for being here. Thank you for Dean. Thank you so much also for Ted. Also Marine Corps. Ho ho. I was not a Marine, so I can't say it right because I will not. I will not try to do it.
Hoo-ah.
I know.
No, you're Coast Guard. That wasn't even right either.
Thank you for your service. And then, of course, I was in the Navy, but you never have to thank me for my service because I was a dillweed, still am, and always will be. So let's hang out next week as we talk about more exciting things that, I wrote it down. Jake geeks out on. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you next week. This is episode number 5. Check us out anywhere you can. I'm telling you, you can go to rzrsolutions.com. If you're in the North Texas area, North Texas area, you can actually reach out to me. Go to that website. I can help you with all your IT needs, as well as you can check me out streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/bearded razorback. You always want to check that out. Dean, you got anything to throw out there that you want to let people know about who you are, what you do?
No, not really.
Awesome. As always, right on point. Finally, there's Ted Ernwine. What you got? Social media? Do you stream? Do you have YouTube? What you got going on, Ted?
I'm not smart enough to stream. I don't have the gear. I just wish I could have a mic like you guys instead of headphones.
Well,
awesome.
let's change it.
Once again, both of my co-hosts have not disappointed. We'll see you guys next week right here. We know we streamed a little bit late. We will also stream next week on Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 Eastern. And the reason being because I will be out of town. I have to go to I want to go to my father's 75th birthday, as well as I have to go to one of my best friends, as well as my cousin's funeral. He passed away a few months ago. We're going to do his services. Miss you dearly. This is a montage and credit to Matthew Kern, who's one of my best friends of all time. I'm sorry that he passed away at the age of 47, the same age as me. I love you, brother, and I will be at your funeral next week. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but that is the truth. And that being said, y'all have a good one. The ORD is out. Dean, you got to stop the recording.
All characters and events in the show.
The recording!
Hold on, wait. I'm doing something. Ready? Here we go. All characters and events in this show, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly, and following program contains coarse language, and due to its content, should not be viewed by anybody. The ORD is out.
Nice.
I wouldn't say all voices are done poorly.
No, it's perfect.
No, you did a great job with your voices.
He did. Hey, Dean, you were spot on. Ted, you were spot on. I need some more work. I'm going to go workshop it later.
Dean, can you drop your voice more?
Dean, you're perfect.
Okay, I left it. Yes. Yeah, I can drop. What do you mean? Like drop it like
All characters and events
Like
in the
a
show,
pod?
even though
No. So like, I mean like crazy deep. Like, so if you not vocally, but do your deep voice, set something up on your computer before you go to do the commercial, and have it do like crazy deep, like not slow mo, but like just crazy deep.
oh, like a crazy deep voice.
Yeah,
I might be able to do something like that just
Yeah,
with my
wait.
voice.
Can I add to that? I'm not disagreeing with Ted. I'm just adding my 2 cents. I like Dean's voice because it's real and natural. And I think he actually has a very good radio voice, in my opinion.
just for the commercials. Just for,
You know, I
so
wanted
the
to-
commercials come across. So when you actually hit it, there's a commercial break, and they hear it, so it changes it because your voice is distinctive.
I'm going to close out my Skype and we can talk. We're still on Discord, so I'm just closing it out, okay?
Okay,
Just letting you guys know.
bye. Me too, bye.
Tell where's that guy at?